injection unlocks your DNA and will release another version of yourself.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2024 horror film, The Substance. The film is written and directed by Coralie Farguet, and I've probably butchered that name, and it stars Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley and Dennis Quaid. Whew, right, where do I start with this film? Now, the film focuses on Demi Moore's character, Elizabeth Sparks. She is an aging star. She was obviously really famous at one point, and now she's getting to that age in Hollywood where they put them out to pasture. She's got her own fitness show that runs weekly, I think it is. And Dennis Quaid is this vile TV producer, interestingly, who's called Harvey, who basically wants rid of her. She's too old in his eyes. He wants rid of her. He wants a new rising star. So she basically gets fired. So Elizabeth is at a flat, feeling pretty down, pretty low. She is contacted basically by someone who gives her a USB, and on there it just says The Substance or something like that. She watches it, and this thing tries to sell her the idea of youth again, another version of her, a better, younger version of her. And if she's interested, then, get in touch. She isn't interested initially, and then, on a particular low moment, she contacts them. She goes to a private location, picks up this package, follows the instructions, and lo and behold, a new version of her called Sue is hatched from herself. And the rules of this substance is every 7 days they have to switch back. So while Sue is up and about, Demi Moore's character Elizabeth is essentially useless on the bathroom floor, doing nothing. She's, a shell. And then 7 days later, Sue has to swap with her, and then Elizabeth takes over for 7 days while Sue's kind of a shell. And if they follow the rules, then everything's good. There's certain things they have to do every day in order, to maintain their bodies and stuff. However, Sue becomes a little bit obsessed with this new life that she is being granted, fame, fortune, all that kind of stuff. And she keeps stealing time from Demi Moore's character, which has disastrous results, leading to the inevitable confrontation between the two of them. Right. What are my thoughts on The Substance? Well, when this initially came out last year, I have to be honest, I didn't really have a lot of interest in watching it. The main reason for that is I've never been a big fan of body horror. I find it a bit gross. You know what I mean? The whole idea of body horror is it's trying to gross you out. And I'm not into that. I can't think of any real body horror film that I've watched that I've thought, yeah, that's a belter. I suppose there's a debate to be had whether The Thing is body horror, but it's not. It's more science fiction horror, that one, I suppose. So I didn't have a great deal of interest, as I've said, when this first came out. And then it started getting a lot of buzz. A lot of people were interested in it, and we've seen basically what's happened with this film. All the plaudits that's come its way. Obviously, the awards season has been very kind to Demi Moore and her performance. Sadly, she didn't get the Oscar. And, the film has kind of been put up on a pedestal as one of the best films of 2024, whether it be a horror or not. And I've had a number of requests for me to watch it and review it on the channel, so I have obviously watched it now. So what are my thoughts on it? Well, it's definitely unique. Is this film definitely unique? It's one of those films that obviously has got a lot to say about beauty and getting old in the public eye, and that need to stay beautiful that probably a lot of women go through, especially women in the public eye and in the celebrity gaze, all that kind of stuff. So it's got a lot to say, but it's one of those films that says it with a sledgehammer, really, and then some sledgehammer and a pneumatic drill, and probably a bit of C4 as well thrown in for good measure. It's an explosive film that at times takes your breath away, at other times completely grosses you out, but it's undeniably effective, the film itself. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Demi Moore and her performance. Now, Demi Moore, in my eyes, has always been a very, very solid actress. I don't recall ever watching her in anything thinking, that's terrible. But then again, I've not seen G.I. Jane and I've not seen Striptease. So those are her notorious films for, like, not being brilliant. I've always seen her in, things like A Few Good Men and what have you, where she's absolutely solid. So this comeback or redemption arc for Demi Moore getting all these rewards, I think is lovely. I really do. And it's absolutely deserved. I want to say that as well. Sometimes when they're handing out awards to people, you look at it and you can see the bigger picture. But you look at this and you feel like, okay, they're not just giving it her because it's Demi Moore and she's nearly 60 and so on and so forth. She bloody earned these awards, I have to say. She is outstanding here. She is a force of nature in this film at times. Starts off very subtle, and then develops into this outrageous performance by the end. And personally, while I have not seen the performance of the actress that won the Oscar this year, I would have said Demi Moore, personally. From what I've seen in this film, I do think it was a very, very intense performance that literally hit every aspect of a performance that you're looking for. You get the low-key parts, they get the solid parts, you get the paranoid parts, you get the intense parts, you get the over-the-top, completely batshit parts. She kind of, every element that you're looking for in a top performance, she's gone, right, okay, I'm going to tick all of them. I'm going to literally hit every single one of them in this film. And she does. She nails it. 10 out of 10 performance in my eyes from Demi Moore. But also, I think Margaret Qualley is superb as well here. She is obviously the other side of the coin to Demi Moore's character for the most part. And it's at times it's a very frustrating performance because you can see the selfishness of this character not wanting to give up any time to Demi Moore, keep stealing time sort of thing, because she's just so mesmerized by this celebrity life that has been handed to her, if you like. But as the film keeps reminding us, they are one. So Demi Moore, so you've got Elizabeth and Sue. They are the same person, just we've got the Demi Moore one, the Margaret Qualley one. They're just completely different, if you like. So it's a really good film. This that does definitely have a lot to say. Superb performances and a Dennis Quaid performance as well that made me want to put my foot through the screen. What a vile character his was, and I know it's the point, but honestly, it was a disgusting character. So it's got this whole thread going through it, and then you get to a point in the film where the film just kind of says, right, okay, we're going to dial this up to 11 here, and they push the button. And there is an explosive orgy of violence, body horror, gore for the last bit of the film. It just it's jaw dropping. The last quarter of the film is kind of like, what am I watching? It's just kind of like, right, time to go batshit crazy here. Have some of that. And it's just completely over the top gore and body horror on another level that I can't remember experiencing. But then again, I am not a veteran of body horror, so yeah, I'm glad I watched this. I do understand the hype the film has been getting. I do think that, there's definitely the rewards that have come Demi Moore's way have been well worth it. And it's definitely a memorable film. Honestly, it's not. I'm not sure it's a film I'm going to watch again. But I appreciated it this time. You know what I mean? It might be one of those that I might put on many years from now, sort of thing, and just to realise how absolutely batshit it gets by the end. So yeah, that's my thoughts on The Substance, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you found it useful. I will, of course, be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.